Hello.
Hi.
So it happened again. Unfortunately, we just had too much to say about these lovely songs on the School Love Affair album.
And we had really good feedback on the Love Yourself Tia episode coming out in parts, so we could go into more detail of the lyrics and talk for a little bit longer.
But the episodes were a bit shorter. So we have decided to go with the same format again. I think we're probably going to keep it going forward, aren't we?
They're going to be shorter episodes, with the final episode being where we give out the awards. It also means for you guys, they'll come out more quickly. Yeah, they'll come out more often. So it's going to be better.
Get more content. Better. But yeah, you do get more content out of it. So hopefully it's good news. I think that's all we have to say for now. And we hope you enjoy this part of the episode. Okay. Well, I think we got to Spinebreaker. So, Leanne, do you want to tell us about Spinebreaker?
I would love to. La 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 la.
Jungle Breaker, yeah.
So, Spinebreaker was written by P-Dog OWO.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that name.
Sugar, J-Hope, Slow Rabbit, Supreme Boy, and it was produced by P-Dog and OWO.
Love your work.
Love your work. Great work. Great work. So I took Spinebreaker in the pick, didn't I? Because I'd listened to Spinebreaker really early on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, there's this absolute banger where Jungkook says, "Me just a baby."
Oh, yeah.
And you were like, he doesn't say that. And I was like, he does. So I was really happy to take Spinebreaker because I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out it is a little bit deep and meaningful.
Yeah, it is.
And a bit hatery.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like everything.
It's cool. But it's a bit confusing. I don't know what you thought. Like, I looked up so many websites trying to find like what the different verses mean, and so many people said completely different things. So, yeah. But
well, maybe I didn't go that intense.
Well, we can talk about it once you've gone through it. But I thought it was a little hard to understand. Yeah. Like, the main premise is easy, but like who thinks what?
Who thinks what is more difficult?
It's harder, yeah.
Yeah. Should we start with the main premise before we get into the lyrics?
Definitely.
So obviously the song's called Spinebreaker, and the definition of a spinebreaker is someone who works so hard that their spine becomes bent. Like bent spines or broken spines is a sign of lots of manual labour and of lots of really, really hard work.
Yeah.
And then the concept of a spinebreaker is a child of those parents who are working really hard, who are then making bigger, more ostentatious demands on their parents for, in this instance, it's expensive clothes, in particular sort of padded jackets, but you can pull that out into iPhones and the latest tech and the latest cars and whatever it is that these sort of young generation are demanding from their parents to feel like they fit in. And then what the parents have to do is work extra hard. Some of these items could be, 4 or 5 times a parent's salary. And then the concept is that, like, is it worth looking cool when actually it's come at such a great cost to your parents? Is it cool to be this spinebreaker?
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No.
See.
Wow.
And then Spinebreaker is also really special because it's got this sort of homemade MV by the boys.
Yeah.
And at the time, they were wearing those ridiculous, like, pink jackets with all of the pearls on.
Yeah, they made that a lot later, though, but yeah.
And I always just thought it was just really silly.
Yeah.
And then when I read the lyrics and I read the premise, I was like, oh,
it's about jackets.
It's about, like, expensive jackets. Yeah, so they bought, like, really garish jackets.
It's what they were using them from, like, for, like, an MV or something. That's what Jin said. He was like, no, I think they were on tour and they were wearing those jackets when they performed Blood, Sweat and Tears. And he was like, oh, let's wear the jackets, the ones with the pearls from Blood, Sweat and Tears. And they were like, oh no, that'd be so embarrassing. And then that's what they did.
So yeah, that's the whole premise of it. So even though it's quite a cheery, upbeat song with like silly choreo and a silly MV.
Well, in the MV, they sort of play into it because they try and look like they're all these like ballers in the hotel room.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's trying to criticize the people who break their parents' backs by making them buy these expensive clothes. Part of it is anyway.
Yeah, and the criticism on society for driving.
Yeah. And the education system.
The education system for driving those norms.
Yeah, I read a lot of articles when they said that actually they started like in the news and stuff referring to these, specifically it was North Face
jackets, yeah.
And they started referring to those jackets as spine breakers.
The actual jacket, yeah.
Yeah, the jacket's a spine breaker.
Because within the school system, even though you're in school uniform, you've only got your jacket, which is, and similar to your shoes, right? And shoes come up. And that's how kids could identify people of different classes.
Yeah, even though they all had the same North Face jackets.
There were some stats that had said like it was like 90% of all school children within a certain region had the same North Face jacket.
I actually asked our Korean friend Hyung, if you're listening, Hyung, if in her school everyone was wearing North Face jackets, and she was like, "Oh yeah, they definitely were." Like that was the thing. She laughed when I asked her.
And then it became even more problematic because North Face then released rankings of jackets. So normally there was like one specific North Face jacket, which was like a long padded jacket that everyone had. And then all of a sudden North Face then released like 100 down, 200 down, 300 down, 400 down jackets that all had different designs.
Yeah.
So then the rich kids could distinguish themselves from the poorer kids.
Yeah.
So
I read that it was like something that they used then to create hierarchy at school as well. So I read an article from the Korea Herald, and it said that the sort of most expensive Himalayan down jackets that were like the most expensive, costing like 700,000 won, which is roughly about £500
for a jacket,
were owned by like the most popular or like powerful kids, while like the 250,000 won Nuptse, I think that's what they're called, 2 jackets were worn by like the losers. But like you had to have a North Face jacket. So if you didn't have a North Face jacket at all, that was like
you couldn't go to school.
Ultimate total loser. Yeah. So it brought out apparently numerous social problems like school violence, money extortion, distorted sense of class distinction, household burdens, and long-term unfair business practices. Because in 2012, the North Face were fined 5.2 billion won for compelling all of its 151 retailers in Korea to charge 10 to 15% higher prices than for rival brands.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, to maintain their premium image. I thought also it reminded me of, there's a story that Tae tells of when he first came to Seoul and that his mom bought him like a red jacket.
Oh, yeah. The red jacket, like the Celine one.
Yeah, so that he wouldn't stand out to the other kids in Seoul.
Wouldn't look like a farmer.
No, yeah. I don't know if that was a North Face jacket. Probably wasn't, but...
Probably was.
Maybe, yeah. I think his parents were not the wealthiest, but maybe they broke their spines to afford it.
So this whole sort of hierarchical class system becoming problematic. Some of the lyrics are in English, right? The whole dirty clothes bit. And that's what the definition of dirty clothes is. It's sort of clothes that cost so much in terms of your parents' work and wealth and well-being. Is it worth it to teenagers? So I thought it was just absolutely, cut above its time.
Yeah.
Especially for a band that appealed to predominantly teenagers at that time.
Yeah, I've got theories about this.
Go on.
I do, because it sort of plays into how you read the lyrics. So we can talk about the lyrics first. But obviously they're sort of ridiculing their own kind here.
I didn't think necessarily ridiculing. I felt like they were calling it out.
Yeah.
In an aim to break that stigma.
Yeah, but maybe some people were like, it sounds like, I think from this newspaper articles at the time, even though maybe that was their intention, it sounds like there was already quite a lot of chatter around these North Face jackets and how they were damaging and everything. And the teenagers were just like, shut up, you can tell me what jacket to wear and I'll wear my whatever jacket I think is cool and whatever. So, and just because they literally haven't ever performed it, just a bit like, why? Yeah, but even that's a short version. And it was like 5 years later. So I would just wonder why, because it's a nice song. But we can get to that.
Should we jump in then?
Yes.
It starts with the la 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 la. BTS is back. That's and then we're into Sugar's verse. With shoes worth a couple of 100, padded jackets worth a couple of 1,000, with a watch worth a couple of 100, you feel good about yourself. Education goes over the hill and student identity goes over the hill too. Over the hill is an idiom in Korea, which means a failure of something. So it's a failure of the education system and a failure of the students.
Yeah, they have an idiom that's like too many rowers makes a boat go up a mountain. I think the literal translation is education goes up the mountain, students go up the mountain too. So everyone goes up the mountain, and that means the boats go up the mountain. That's not where the boat's supposed to be. Yeah.
So then the class system of the 21st century is divided into two: those who have and those who haven't, those who wear the shoes and those who don't, those who have the clothes and those who don't, and those who try hard to get those things. You whined and complained to get it. Did I strike a nerve? Even after you're seeing your parents' curved spines, you're so cold-hearted.
Yeah.
You complain that all your friends have it and that they should buy it for you. Ayo, baby, stop being so immature. You won't freeze just because you don't have the jacket. Fill your head with good sense before it's too late.
There was another article I read where there was a professor of consumer studies in a Korean newspaper who complained that the school curriculums don't sort of guide the students on how to express themselves other than sort of through materialistic means. And sort of it leads the students who can't afford these jackets to feeling a sort of inferiority. Because I wasn't sure exactly how they thought that it was the school system's fault, but he felt that they should be taught how to express themselves through meaningful activities more so than just you have a more expensive jacket than I do.
But they could regulate the jackets.
Yeah. I don't know. In Norway, we don't have school uniforms. I've never worn a school uniform, but they always used to say, oh, why don't we bring in school uniforms? Because there's so much pressure on wearing like labels and all that sort of stuff. But then everyone always just said, yeah, but then you'd have the bags and the jackets and the shoes and whatever. Like people still wear labels. So there's no point. So yeah, I think it's hard to get rid of all of it.
Yeah.
I guess if you said, oh, you can't wear North Face jackets, then people would turn up in Canada Goose jackets. Like, where do you draw the line, I suppose?
Yeah. You could have a school allocated jacket, but you've still got the shoes and the watches and the bags.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the phones.
Yeah, phones and accessories. And I read also that it's sort of seen as a bit of a product at the time because apparently after the Asian financial crisis of 1997, the IMF sort of recommended this neoliberalist economic policy to get out of the financial crisis, which obviously means
sharing.
It means sort of less regulation on pricing. So the government sort of steps out of the capital markets. Yeah, you remove some trade barriers and reduce regulation on pricing and sort of state overall influence in the country's economy. So it's more like a capitalist model. And apparently what that did was lead to increased polarization of wealth in the Korean society, so that the rich got richer, obviously, and the poor got poorer.
Shocker.
Many people then who had been like middle class families before then sort of went down the social ladder into poverty and then never managed to recover their status. So there was all this pressure on these people who had middle class status before to sort of appear as if they still were middle class. And if they couldn't afford this thing for their child, then obviously that was like a stigma that would go beyond the school.
Well, it's sort of what we touched on in the earlier song as well, right? The parents believed that the way to get out of their current class system was via education and their children doing well.
Yeah, it said that too, that there's this sense of sort of supporting your child through education is the only way for your family to move up the socioeconomic ladder. The parents sort of are willing to blindly spend on their children's education. And I guess you could argue about whether buying a jacket involves spending on their education. But I guess if your child is like, yeah, but I need that jacket to feel like I can perform at school and be in a good mindset, whatever, then I guess it could be a much more convincing argument. So
it's difficult as well when you factor in bullying and grades and student anxiety and stress.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely remember being in school and being like, yeah, but everyone else has this. And then my parents would always be like, yeah, but that one girl that you're friends with, she doesn't have it. And I'm like, no, she doesn't, but I want it because everyone else has it. So I feel like I've related to these lyrics a lot because where I came from was quite like this. Like you had to have that bag or that padded jacket. Like padded jackets were a big deal, although we didn't wear the North.
Cold.
We didn't wear the North Face. We wore Canada Goose, which they've been kind of cancelled now. But yeah, we used to wear the Canada Goose jackets and like everyone had them, literally everyone. So it felt familiar.
I think there were a time where like all girls used to have like the boxy Ted Baker bags.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, so fake ones came and then you were like, but I don't think I ever did. I always used to just think they looked stupid. And the fake ones are that good, they make it all look fake. I think that's what I think about it in general now. It'd be nice to have it, but people will just call you out on it and be like, that's fake. I'm like, yeah, it is.
And I think because we grew up in quite a poor area, so the chances of any of those Ted Baker bags being real was very, very low. Should we go into the chorus?
Yeah.
So the chorus is V and JK. V's got quite a growly vocal
his
again.
vocal is really good.
Really good growly vocal, which is, wow, it feels good putting on your dirty clothes. You're something different, rocking, rolling, swagging, swagger. Wrong! What's wrong with you? You're crazy, baby. Not, I'm just a baby. Anyway, this is what will suffocate your heart, these dirty clothes. So even though it's an expensive thing, it's a very expensive moral thing that's going to weigh on your subconscious, and you should feel guilty about that, and that's what makes the clothes dirty.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, then you got the hook, which is the absolute banger of la 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 la. You're a spine breaker, which we've gone over. Someday you'll regret it. All those damn spine breakers. Then into verse 2, which is RM's verse, which does take on a slightly different perspective. What's up, kid? You don't know how good you have it these days. Maybe I'm crossing the line for butting in other people's lives. Why do you keep saying those empty words? I'm saying I'll spend my own money that I received. You'll only be satisfied if I spend my money like you spend yours. Please go take care of yourself. It's about your life. If you were me, I wouldn't say anything. Yeah, my jacket is really expensive and not pretty at all. But I say I really want it, so what do I do? Friends who are poorer than me have it too, and I say I have no choice but to buy it if I don't want to be an outcast. People my age are like this. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm loco. Is it a no-no? I know they ain't cheap, but they got mojos. But I do what I gotta do. I don't break my parents' spine. The true breaker is you, who is old and stuck in your room. So there's a couple of sort of points there. One from the child's perspective, which is, if I don't have it, I'm going to be an outcast. And then also this one that's like, even with my money, I'm not going to buy what's on trend. I'm going to buy something different. And that's going to make me look cool.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah, my jacket is really expensive and not pretty at all.
Yeah, I think I read a couple of different translations of this verse. And obviously also I had listened to Sugar when he talked about the song.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that RM took a different perspective than him on the whole jacket fad thing. And he was a bit like, well, some people like to wear branded clothes, some people don't. I never wore them, so I didn't understand why people would want these jackets. But RM took a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has the verse where he sort of starts by, you said, what's up, kid? But I read a translation that said, why are you calling me kid? I think some people see RM's verse as a parody, as in like he starts off being like, what's up, kid, blah, 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 why are you butting into other people's lives? But actually doesn't make any sense because the kids aren't butting into other people's lives. And then he's saying, I'm just spending the money that I earned.
Mm-hmm.
At first I thought like, oh, he's just saying, even though I as RM of BTS might also wear a North Face jacket, at least I bought it myself.
Yeah.
And then he goes into the like bit that he does in a bit of a silly voice where he goes like, oh, I really want to, what do I do? Blah, 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 blah. The real spine breaker is you who all grew up sitting in your room. But then I heard that actually what the Dulcet Bangtan girl thinks is that Sugar represents the 20, 30 somethings who are hating on the young people, the teens buying the jackets, and then RM is presenting the perspective of the teens buying the jackets.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying like, why are you calling me kid? Why are you butting into my life? Like, I can buy this expensive, ugly jacket if I fucking want to.
I don't want to be an outcast.
Like, please take care of yourself, live your own life. If I were you, I just wouldn't say anything to me as a teen wearing a stupid jacket. These jackets aren't cheap, but they give me mojos. Great.
They make me feel good.
Actually, I'm not breaking my parents' spine. It's you, 20, 30 something, who's still living in your parents' basement.
Yeah, because you've not moved out. Because they're the Sampo generation.
Yeah, exactly.
Generation. Yeah.
But what I thought was weird, though, was that the whole song is about like these kids buying the jackets, breaking their parents' spines. And in the album explainer thing, Sugar made it sound like that's what Arm actually thinks about the jackets. He was like, yeah, Arm had this perspective.
Arm like loves the jackets.
Yeah, he just like thinks everyone. He was a bit like, yeah, no one can tell who's right. It's just two different perspectives. Arm felt this way, I felt that way. It is what it is, sort of thing. So, and then I was like, yeah, but the whole song is about how it's silly buying these jackets. Yeah. So I think the whole verse is probably meant to be a parody of the kids trying to defend their position.
Not to their parents, to almost that generation above, right? To their older brothers.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Who are hating on them. But I wonder if they didn't sort of acknowledge that because they were conscious that all their fans probably felt the same as RM. And that they were like, oh, we didn't want to like come off as parodying our own fans. And also, I wondered if that's why they haven't really performed it. I obviously can't know, but that was my whole big conspiracy theory that went off in my head when I was like trying to work this out.
You should add it to your list of questions for Youngie.
I should, yeah, I should. Loads of questions for him.
There's so many.
All of them came up in this episode. It's confusing as well, because if he says, "What's up, kid?" he's talking to the kid, but if he says, "Why are you calling me kid?"
He is the kid.
He is the kid, yeah.
So do you want me to ask RM? Is that what you're saying? I should add it to my list of questions to ask RM.
Yeah, I mean, we can both ask and then see
what comes back.
Compare answers, yeah.
What are you going to ask?
I will ask, can you buy me a jacket, please?
So to conclude, it's difficult to tell.
Yeah, it's easy to tell the feeling of the whole song, but it's hard to tell what RM means, I think.
Right, so then we're back into the chorus. Another growly V vocal, and then we're into the final bridge, which is Hobbit, which is much shorter. And he goes sort of, dirty clothes for you, dirty clothes for me, wearing expensive clothes and walking on the street feeling good about yourself. Everyone looks smaller than me. It's like I'm Gulliver. Whatever you wear, I understand, but you're too much. You're going to regret it. You can keep your swag, but how about your parents? Fine, I won't stop, but make a decision now. And then the reference to Gulliver is about Gulliver's Travel, which is a sort of classical book by a guy called Jonathan Swift, which tells the story of Gulliver who travels to other worlds. And in some instances, he sees it from a sort of upward angle. He's bigger than everyone else.
Well, he travels to a place called Lilliput. And the thing that's special about this place is that the people are actually much smaller than him. So he's like a giant.
He's a giant.
So they look up to him like a hero. And then he saves the king's castle from a fire by peeing on it. And it's and then he becomes highly respected. And it's sort of a book that tries to depict the problems of society from like an ironic and satirical point of view, like the song.
Hilarious.
Yeah, really good. And obviously he's saying that like with wearing expensive clothes and walking down the street feeling good about yourself is making me feel like this giant and everyone else looks smaller. So I'm like Gulliver.
And then one more chorus, one more hook.
Yeah.
End of a absolute slapper.
Apparently there's also a couple of times when they say like, you're too spoiled or you're too much, whatever, where the actual line is like, you're too full, as in like, you've been fed too well, you've got food all the time. I think I've sort of mentioned what Youngie said about it. He said he had a lot of thoughts while writing the lyrics, and he talked about it being a current issue for teens. And then he said he thought, like, wasn't I like this when I was in my teens? But then he was like, oh, but still I didn't wear a jacket that cost thousands. So he wrote based on what he saw his friends do in high school, is what he said. So yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. I like it a lot. It's a great song. Always great fun when it comes up in the club. And now we can dance around in jackets next time. So yeah, we keep not just doing Jin's dance and not understanding the reference to the broken back, which was what I was doing before. Sorry, Jin. So yeah, should we talk performances then, and also the MV?
Yeah. So they shot an MV as part of BTS Gayo. As part of a challenge there, they all allocated different roles to different members, and then they shot it in the hotel. They had an option between Like and Spinebreaker.
I think they were just given a mission to produce their own MV. They were like, you need to produce an MV for one of your songs. And then they talked about doing Like for a bit. Like J-Hope was quite keen on them doing Like, but then someone suggested like, oh, or we could do Spinebreaker because now we could have fun with it and be like super silly and stuff. And then they were like, yeah, let's do that. And then they all like did this like make-believe vote thing, but then they all voted for Spinebreaker. And then, yeah, they went on to like assign the roles and things.
And that's what you get out of the MV. It's just them. It's a short, isn't it?
Yeah, I heard that also some of the lyrics were changed, but I don't really know which lyrics or why. So I wondered if it was another sort of censoring issue. I don't know if that's what it was. Again, I'm just speculating.
And then there's a really cute making of.
It's just the episode of BTS Gaio. So I've included the link to where we watched it on YouTube. It's probably not the most official place ever, but you can watch it there if you'd like. So the director of the MV was Rap Monster, and the assistant director was J-Hope. The dance director / stylist was Jin. So that's how they ended up doing the silly dance and having the very strange outfits. And then the camera director was Jungkook. He shot all the scenes. And then the Zimkoon, I think it's someone who like is in charge of people's condition and mood, like on a set of an MV. They gave that role to Jimin, but he also got put in charge of all the luggage. So then they started referring to him as like the smile and luggage ambassador. V really wanted to be the stylist, but J-Hope was super keen that Jin should be it because he was like, no, Jin has classic style. I'm sure he just thought that V would pick actual nice outfits and Jin would pick something funny. So then they agreed that V should be the mental care to Jin's stylist to sort of make sure that he did good things. And then the babcha or snack bearer was Suga, and he was like, that's the most important role in an MV, so I want to be that. And then they all said that he could be. But yeah, it's really funny. There's the bit where they're talking about like shoes that cost a couple $1,000, like expensive shoes, non-expensive shoes. And then they film like some of them have really nice sneakers, and then they pan to Tay with no shoes on.
Did you like the feet shots?
Love.
This wasn't poor for Natasha. She was rich that day.
J-Hope's on the toilet being like, dirty clothes.
And he's got 3 pairs of sunglasses on.
Yeah, he does.
Silly.
And then Jimin's making faces in the bed, and Suga's like hiding behind the luggage, which I did not get at all. But then I was like, oh, it's because he's trying to pretend that he's rich and has loads of luggage, I think. RM is rapping in the lift. That was good. But then they were really scared that the lift was going to close and like go down with him while they were filming. Tay's on the carpet. He's doing a good job. Rich guy lying on the carpet singing about how much money and how many dirty clothes he has. And JK's blinging it out. And Jin sat in the corner looking sad at the end, which is also kind of funny. So yeah. Any thoughts on the MV?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's good. I like it as well. It's always a good watch. I wish it was longer though. I wish it was the whole song.
What about you, Natasha? I love it.
Yeah, it came out at the same time as when I used to actually watch it. V Live stuff. JK looks so cute.
You know, if ever I get to the point where I want to wear a completely ridiculous outfit to a BTS concert, I'm going to wear one of those pink jackets. Because it's like triple, quadruple layered. Because it'd be like BTS merch, but it's the jacket. But it's about not buying expensive jackets. Yeah. And then only the people that know that and have read the lyrics will be like, banger.
So it's like we see only some people know.
That's true.
The true fans.
The true fans. And as well, like, this is kind of spun to be like they are North Face. They are the ones selling £80 jumpers that could be better. And obviously I feel like some rich army are going to be like, yeah, this is BTS, like I got this so and so, like I got this. So they are influencing more breaking of spines.
Oh, sad.
Well,
that is true.
Yeah,
that is true, right? You saw that bracelet of V's from his last V Live, and it was like 4K and it was sold out. I was like, Jesus effing Christ.
Yeah, but I don't think anyone went to school the next day. I was like, oh my God, you don't own that bracelet.
It's not teenagers anymore.
Yeah.
It's not teenagers anymore. It's the rich armies, the elder ones.
Yeah. Or maybe some people who are like from a like in a situation where their family is just rich and they're like, oh yeah, Mom, can I have this? Yeah, sure.
But we do love the merch.
Yeah, we do.
Christine and I die over that merch. You go back to the Busan episode and listen about how many.
I didn't buy any 80-pound jumpers though, because I didn't think that they were very nice.
I love mine.
And then I was a bit like,
rude.
No, sorry. No, I meant like the
enjoy your jumper. That's not that nice.
No, I meant as in like the one that I looked at. Because I wanted one of the varsity ones. There was one that I liked. But I thought, like, based on having seen one photo of one I liked, I was like, there's going to be loads that I'll like. But there wasn't. There was just that one that I liked. And then they didn't really have my size. And then I thought it would be like 50, 60 pounds. And then it was like 75, 85 pounds. And I was like, actually, I've got quite a lot of BTS jumpers that I actually like. And I'm going to stick with those for now.
But like the artist made merch, people are mad for that. Yeah. And that goes for like
that was
3
nice,
times premium. But that goes for 3 times premium on eBay. Like, and whenever we go to events, I'm like, get my Hobie bag out, even though it's filthy.
But you bought that bag yourself?
Yeah, I didn't use my parents' money, no.
So
I might have if I was much younger.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are many parents who bought BTS merch that Christmas.
Yeah, but
and the concert tickets with all the teenagers there.
I still don't think it's quite the same thing because it's not like everyone at your school is going to be like, wow, you don't have artist-made merch. You suck. I'm going to bully you.
Every army ever.
Yeah, but when do you come up to like a whole big group of army and like have them start bully you?
No.
Yeah. So it's not quite the same thing, but I did think that about, when they signed the deals with Fila, and I think there was a big photo that I saw of them that was like linked in one of the articles of them all in these like long padded jackets, and they were all the Fila jackets, but obviously it's just a different brand, right? So they could just easily be expensive padded jackets that you just get from that brand. So I did think that another perspective of ARM's verse was a bit like, I know I contribute to this image of this jacket being cool and something you need to have, but at least I bought it myself. And
then there's just one performance.
Well, there were 2. The first one was the 2017 Home Party Master. It's only Jin and Suga on stage at first. So they're in these like nice jackets. Suga's got a gold sparkly one, and Jin's got like this long tiger print robe thing and some like necklaces. So I'm guessing they've done some sort of bit about the nice jackets and whatever. And then all the others join, and the others are wearing these like little like schoolboy outfits, I think. Maybe they're trying to make a point about being in school and like teens in school or something. I've not seen the Home Party Master, so it'd be interesting if anyone has.
I don't know. Please. It looks like it might just be going on to the next stage.
Maybe, yeah. But it's just interesting why the outfits are so different. Yeah, if anyone knows, then please do let us know. They only do one chorus of the song, but it has the choreo in it.
And the MV's playing in the back.
And then in 2019, they did the performance at the 5th muster in the MV jackets, and some of them have the sunglasses and everything.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, and they've got their Versace outfits underneath. And then they film an MV on stage. It's a little longer than the previous performance, but it still sort of cuts out the first chorus, and some of RM and Suga's verses are like shorter. So yeah, I don't know what's the deal with it. They don't seem to ever perform the whole thing.
I think it's just a filler, isn't it?
Yeah, but like Jump is like, argue Spinebreaker is a bigger song than Jump, but they did all of Jump. So yeah, I couldn't find anything anywhere.
And at the 5th muster, the Magic Shop muster, Jin brings the jackets out as a surprise.
Yeah.
And Jin's really like just living his best life. He's like orchestrating the whole thing.
Yeah, he does a big like solo thing.
He does a big solo
where he like jumps around and kicks a lot. Yeah, Jin's being a vibe. But yeah, no, I remember when we watched it's been a little while since we watched the 5th muster, and I don't think we really knew what was going on, but there's a bit where they had this like post box on stage, and then Yoongi's reading out the like letters from people in the post box, and they like try and give them advice, and then one of the letters is like, oh, I've made this choreo and we've not performed it, and like I really just want the members to perform it. And then I think it's J-Hope's like, okay, yeah, the choreo is good, and then they're like, do Jin's choreo.
This Magic Shop muster was just absolutely inappropriately good.
Yeah.
Is that your final thoughts on Spinebreaker?
She's a slapper.
It slaps.
It does. Okay. I think if no one else has anything to say,
let's jump on forward.
Jump to jump. Exactly. So yeah, this song I did, it was written by Sugar, P Dog, Supreme Boy, RM, J-Hope, and produced by Sugar, P Dog, and Supreme Boy. Boy's got another producing credit too for this album, if anyone's counting. So this song starts out with quite a long sort of hype section or chorus. So they go, let's jump, throw your hands up and scream together, pump it up, let's jump, throw your hands up and scream together, jumping up, let's jump, let's jump, let's jump, pay attention, let's jump, put your hands up to the sky and scream together, jumping up. And then they go, everybody say, let's jump, all the dreamers, let's jump, put your hands up, let's jump, throw your worries away, let's jump, jump, jump.
It's really meaningful.
And then the song starts. So Sugar says, the hero you've dreamed of since you were young. We used to jump, wanting to be heroes, but now we've grown and time has passed. You're becoming an adult, but I want to rewind to the times when the 10-year-old boy sang the theme song to his favorite superhero comic. I want to go back, so I close my eyes and scream, but nothing changes. Reality is the same. And there's a line of manga magazines apparently called Jump Comics, and they published Naruto and Slam Dunk, which Yoongi obviously likes. He's talked about reading them. Slam Dunk is his favorite one. So they think that that's sort of how he's linking this theme of Jump, the Jump comics, to the whole theme about the superheroes. So then V goes, V! And then...
Oh, this is the V that everyone mocks him for. Whenever he walks into a room, they go V, and then they go ah na 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 na.
Oh,
that one.
Okay.
I've seen it a couple of times.
I have not seen that. So he goes on that another little growly section. He says, "No matter who tries to stop me, I will go on my way. You only live once. Let go, let go, let go. Oh, oh, oh. Even if I live for a day, I'll have no regrets. Let's jump, let's jump." Then they do the chorus again. And then I've written, for once J-Hope gets to go before Namgyeon.
Yes.
On the second verse.
Get it, Hobie. And in the bridge.
Yeah. I mentioned it because it genuinely surprised me when reading it. I was like, J-Hope, where did you come from?
Sometimes he goes first. He went first in Intro School of Affair.
Yeah, and the Cypher. So...
no, he goes in the middle.
Yeah.
Intro School of Affair.
But he says, 2007 is when my life changed. It's been 7 years since I've been singing. In Mama, he talked about starting dancing in 2006. So I guess that's what he's referring to, but he obviously is talking about singing. So I guess maybe he started singing as well in 2007 on top of the dancing. And maybe that's when he sort of had the idea to start auditioning for idol companies, because we know he auditioned for JYP in 2009 and then he joined Big Hit in 2010. So... And then he says, a killer of girls' hearts.
Yeah.
But sometimes I go back to those frustrating times, facing myself, who is like a white piece of paper. That encounter awakens a different me. Now I'll go up on stage and surprise everyone by jumping like Jordan. Ball. I've written, it seems like he's saying he was shy and intimidated when he first started out, but now he's going to show everyone sort of how far he's come. Then RM, he says, go back a few years, take out the trampoline from the corner of the room, jump around in the air. You used to feel the joy of each jump, letting myself go to the innocent dreams. My childhood days was impatient to be an adult, but each day was filled with joy. So can I be the one, just can I be the one that I stop? And then they do the chorus again. And then there's another long Namgi bridge. So they go, let's jump up and down. We are here. We are BTS. Beat down. If you're ready, put your hands up high. It's different from what you dreamt of when you were little, but we have met. We're heroes, rappers in training. We are the new generation heroes.
Like Ampan-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
New generation Ampan-Man.
Yeah, no, definitely has a lot of Ampan-Man in this song. And they say, 7 heroes in training, making a jump sound. Instead of a trampoline, the place I need to jump on is the stage. So yeah, their performance now, so they jump around on the stage. Crazily, up and down. Now don't just talk about it. It's time to spread my wings and go. Spread your shoulders, rock your body, empty your head. Let's go party.
On your body I bet.
Yeah.
Cheeky.
Let's jump, all the dreamers. Let's jump, put your hands up. Let's jump, throw your worries away. Jump. And then they do that all 3 times over and over again.
So where are the hidden meanings?
The hidden meanings is the Amperman type message, I guess, that you can sort of be a hero like you dreamed when you were a child, but it doesn't need to look like you thought it did when you were a child, like look like it did in comics. It sort of gives me a feeling that they knew what they were doing all along, kind of thing. They were they had this mission of being these like heroes, but not in like a traditional sense. So when the Amperman comes later, I'm like, oh yeah, there's a through line here. So and
Jump's pre-debut, right?
Yeah, so Sugar said he wrote it in November 2011 with the beat, the melody, the hook, the mixing, and the dubstep bit at the end. So he wrote all of that like in 2011. But then he said that the sort of end product felt a bit clumsy. So with P-Dog and Supreme Boy, he sort of quickly worked on it in the post-production, and then they added it to the album. So they didn't really add much after, like to the song that he'd already written back in 2011. Apparently, they also kept some of the original recordings that he and RM had done back in 2011. Like especially on the final parts of the song, the dubstep bit. I don't know if it was all of it, but he said that they kept some of those parts the same because the lyrics about like dreamers and spread my wings and go, all that sort of stuff, the way they'd sung it at the time was filled with ambition, he said. And he wanted to sort of include that feeling.
It's a hype song, right?
Yeah, but it's like you said, filled with ambition.
No, but like, I mean, a hype song is in, it goes at the end of the concert, everybody get up, put your motherfucking hands up. That part of the concert, jump around, forget about your worries, and let's get hyped.
No, and they obviously they haven't really performed this either, which is weird because obviously
only at that fucking muster.
Yeah, well, they did at the comeback showcase, but it's only at the muster where they sort of performed it as that hype song for the end of the concert. Yeah, it was a bit weird. It was there all along, guys. Yeah, you could have used it in any of those early tours.
When we got to this one, because I've been watching the performances, I wrote in my notes, was the 5th muster just about the school era? No, it was the Magic Shop muster. What is the set list? Oh my God, this set list.
It's a lot.
So it was like where we got to, and it was like 5th muster, 5th muster, 5th muster. And I was like, how can the 5th muster be so much of the school era?
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, actually, it's the best bits of all eras.
There's a lot of early stuff and a lot of like stuff from the most recent albums that they didn't include on the tour, I think.
Yeah.
Fine. Yeah. So yeah, it's a good muster. If you want to see performances from this album, check out the 2019 5th muster.
The Magic Shop muster.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
It is a good investment. Like I said, you can buy it on Weverse. It's about £20 it costs you, but it's worth it, I'd say. So do you want to say whether you like
think of Jump?
I do like Jump. It's a vibey one. It's one of them you don't need to not meaning. It's a good one.
It's a good one for like when you need some energy, like when you pump yourself up for anything that you're doing. I listen to it at the gym a lot. Sugar said that he had a lot of attachment to this song too, that it sort of felt representative of the trainee days for him. And obviously there's the link of the Jump comics that he used to read to the heroes that he's trying to make the link to in the song of like, we need to be heroes in the sense that we're jumping around on stage, making everyone feel happy and let go of their worries, etc. So that's the sort of heroic impact that we can have on the world. And like I said, it feels like there's a through line between the school era and the later stuff.
I really like V's vocal in it.
That
one's a good one.
Yeah, it's another example of a good V low vocal.
Growly V vocal.
Yeah. So performance-wise, they performed it at the comeback showcase, the same one where they performed Boy in Love that we talked about before. The choreo is really fun, I wrote. So there's like, when Jimin does his high bit in the chorus, he's like in the middle, and then he does like a spinny little jump, and then the boys all like jump off when he lands, like as if they're on a trampoline. And then in the first verse, they sort of do that bit where they lift Suga up on the little like throne, and then he sort of jumps down and does a little part of his verse, and then he goes, I want to rewind, and then he sort of goes backwards and jumps back on the throne, and then the music goes like as if like you're rewinding the tape. So that's quite cool, I think.
It opens with JK being the happiest person in the entire world. JK's there, like, proper smiling, like, super happy, and, like, dropping his feet down to jump. And when JK gets really happy and into it and his hair, like, flops around, he's vibing.
Enjoying performing. I think you can see that in this one. The bomber jacket that Yoongi wears with the skulls on, I swear he still has that. He wore it, or some one that was incredibly like it at the, when they did the Chuseok video last year where they ate tangerines and ate the like little walnuts. He had the exact same jacket on. I'm hoping it's the same one. It might be something similar. I think V looked like a really confident performer. I thought he did really well. There's also the bit where RM stands on the pyramid thing. On top of Jimin and JK. They sort of crouch down and RM stands on top of them. Yeah, when he jumps down, they sort of do this like wave trampoline jump as well, where everyone sort of jumps up and then lands, and they sort of stand in the line backwards, and then the person behind like jumps as if they're on a successive trampoline. I also wrote that these outfits are probably as good as it gets in this era.
Yeah.
I think they all look pretty good.
Minus the one of the other earlier one. But they look good.
Yeah, they're in loads of like bombers, leather jackets, ripped jeans. The hair is mostly okay. And it's impressive that they can sing the song and do all that jumping. Do you like it, Tash?
Yeah, it's quite cute. Again, a lot of cuteness. This album, a lot of the performance videos for the songs.
Yeah, they are. And then again, they've done it at Fifth Muster in the Versace outfits. And they do the choreo again, but only in the chorus, which I'm a bit sad about. But Jimin's doing the big chorus jumps, and everyone looks great.
Liked it.
Nice.
Hypey.
Yeah. I guess we have got to the end song then. Do you want to tell us about How to Propose?
Yes. Yeah, just vocal line. Adorable. Living their best lives. Feels to me like, Outro Propose finishes just like a K-drama. Like, you've met, you've fallen in love, you've been pushed against the locker, they've declared their love for you, you've been in love, and now you get the proposal. It's the final episode of the K-drama.
Okay.
You're there, you get in the ring. And ultimately, the challenge with Outro Propose is that they want to give it to you. They want to give it to you. In English, I want to give it to you. It's cute.
Isn't it? So, yeah, it's I give it to you, actually. It's not I want to. I'm like currently giving it to you.
Currently?
Well, I give it to you. I give it to you on a regular basis.
Jesus Christ. You're just constantly getting it. So there's not much. It doesn't have loads of depth. It's like a love song. So it sort of opens up on the chorus with V, I give it to you. Then JK, although I was a bit awkward, I want to give it all to you. V's back, I give it to you. Then Jimin, to me, who sometimes cries and laughs, it's only for you. Then the verse is, the moment I first saw you, with short hair. So now the girl that had the long hair earlier, we're now back on the short hair girl. So
there's 7 guys, 7
long
girls,
hair girls,
I'm presuming.
Long hair girls, short hair girls, old girls, young girls, girls with hidden children.
They're all included.
So we've confirmed these are the 5 categories of girls that are available. So yeah, with short hair and a pretty school uniform, awkward because we don't have those anymore. But we could if we had to get the proposal.
One. Yeah.
You've never worn one.
Never worn one.
I don't know why my heart is like this. I only think of you always. I'll become a rhyme and a song and sing it for you.
Nice. Yeah.
Good to you. I only have you. Even if I'm far away, always stay by my side. Even if it's difficult, tomorrow comes, hold my hand.
And they chant, they're like, good to you.
And then it just fizzles out.
Yeah.
The end.
The end. It's the end of the album.
End of the era.
End of the era. We got there. Finally.
There's only one performance.
There's one performance, yeah.
I've only got one sentence for the Red Bullet Tour performance, which is, blur, the boys are back in the ties, in the chairs, end on cringe, just like it started. But also, yeah, today, boys, you can give it to me. Wink.
It's another stage mix, which I didn't realize actually until I saw Tae had blonde hair, and then in some of the clips she had brown hair, and I was like, oh, it's it's not the same performance. Yeah, they were all wearing these like black trousers, white shirts, ties, and Converse. which I thought was on
standard.
brand.
Just in case Junie wants to marry them.
Exactly. They all want to marry Junie, the vocal line, I swear.
Especially JK.
Especially JK. I was going to say especially Jimin, but I think especially JK.
No, Jimin wants to marry Hobie.
No. Jimin would marry anyone, I think.
Jimin would marry anyone, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Everyone would be lucky to marry Jimin.
That's true. Do you have thoughts on...
I like the song.
Yeah?
It's nice, soft,
nice.
gentle.
Yeah, it's short. I wouldn't...
It's short. It's done.
I wouldn't skip it because it's short.
It's like all good vocal line solos.
Yeah.
Short and at the end.
Yeah.
Natasha, what do you think of this vocal line solo?
Yes, I really love it. It's sweet. Everyone gets a good amount of time singing. It's not just like, yeah, JK, you shine. They'll have their own little bit and they'll put their own spin on it. It's cool.
Yeah, and I did write, I thought the singing was really good. Because sometimes in the early school era, occasionally there are notes that you're like, oh, I don't know whether you've worked on your singing as much as you have in later years. Whereas I thought this one was really good.
Yeah, in the performance, I feel like Jin looks as though he's about to burst a vein in his neck where he's like
it's all those neck muscles. Yeah, neck muscles that he's worked on. No, you're right. He looks a bit strained, but he sings well, I thought.
Yeah, I think it's quite high for him anyway.
Yeah, yes.
They have improved vocally. All of them, including Chim.
Chim and Jin, I think.
Chim and Jin.
Vastly improved, yes.
Vastly. And V's found, his vocals aren't there yet, but he's found this angry growl where he lives. I think without V's angry growls across this album, it wouldn't.
No, yeah.
The songs wouldn't be the songs.
No, absolutely.
But this is sad that we don't get much growly V from now on.
It can't, it's probably not good for his voice, though, you know.
There's a later one. Bruh. What's that one?
It's Idol. He does an Idol.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Growly V in Idol.
It was something he did loads early on. But I do think he sings even he's not growling in this song, and I think he sings well. Yeah, yeah.
Let's get to the awards.
Let's do
awards
it.
time. We've not done this in ages.
No, we haven't.
Ages. Oh no, we did Indigo Awards. Well, someone, we dragged someone through the Indigo Awards. Please continue to send hate to Natasha via Instagram about her hate for Indigo and Jack in the Box.
Yeah, please. Let's hope that we find one that she likes soon.
Jimin,
step up to the plate. Yeah, please. I think the odds are in your favor, maybe. Anyway, shall we start off then? Best lyric. I thought this one was a hard one.
I thought this was a hard one, but maybe for different reasons.
Okay.
I thought this was quite easy.
Okay. Why don't you share with us then?
Your sexy mind, your sexy body.
What about the sexy brain wrinkle?
But you didn't pick Party in Your Body.
No.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's dereliction of duty.
That's what you're going with.
Yeah. Sexy mind, sexy body. Okay, great.
Your sexy mind and your sexy body. Not even you're not bringing the brain wrinkles in.
We can add that bit in, but obviously as an English speaker,
that's the bit that is hot. I think that's good choice from Miss Wright. I would never give a Junie best lyric to something
from Miss Wright.
So vapid.
Okay.
Because the boy deserves better. Right. But I'm happy that you picked him. Christine?
Oh, I thought you were about to give yours. Okay. I did a very thorough job on this one. So I went through and highlighted all the candidates across all of my pages and pages and pages of notes. And then I found that 90% of what I'd highlighted were from Yoongi's parts.
Oh my God.
Big shock. Yeah. I had other candidates. I had the Spinebreaker chorus where they goes rock and roll and swagger. Yeah, I think I really like that line. Oh, and I really liked the Junie's line about the morning glory in
dies.
Just one day. Yeah.
That's a good one.
That was a really good one.
That's a really good one.
Mm-hmm. But I decided to give it to Yoongi in the cypher with the go look for more part-time jobs.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I thought that was just really funny.
That's a good one.
I wrote down, go look for more part-time jobs. It's probably not worth trying with your short and thin career. I hope you survive. Keep rotting away. Your rap's recycled. You who used someone else's flow that was used frugally and shared. and yet again reused, because that's when he sort of brings in that Anabata movement thing, which I thought was really clever.
Very clever.
But yeah, it's funny, and when you know about the sort of background of the criticism that they got and the reference to that movement and the fact that Be Free was going off at Junie for stealing Kanye's flow and all that sort of stuff, he's like standing up for his friend. So I thought that was cute. So I picked that. What did you go with?
It's not really a lyric.
Okay.
I've actually gone with a skit.
Oh, really?
I know. I've been thinking about it a while, and there's some of the lyrics that are like similar to, you know, I want to keep you safe, I want to hold your hand, I want to do that. I feel like they don't resonate for the era.
No,
with me.
I can see that, because it feels a little.
There's a little interaction that just really just defines how I feel about the era and how I feel about these boys. So that's what I've gone with for my best lyric.
Okay.
Which is the skit in Intro School of Affair. So it starts with J-Hope going, that's awesome. Love should always be hopeful.
Yeah.
And then IRM comes in with, how can life always be hopeful? That's not Bangtan style. Then Sugar's there. Then what is? Bangtan style's hip hop. Hip hop? Let's go.
Right.
This little section, I feel, just sums up how I feel about this era. And it's got enough Hobie with the love should be hopeful. It's got a little bit of twisted dark RM. Sugar's there, so you've got a bit of that rap line representation, and then you've got the Bangtan style. That's what I've gone with.
And you know, when you said the skit, I really thought you meant like the actual skit, like the like
not the skit in the intro.
No, I was like, oh my god, just gonna pick the bit where like RM wants to kill them for wanting to marry each other or something. Like, oh, I was like, okay.
The little skit. And then when I saw that little skit, you know, when they all come out in their own outfits,
yeah,
I was like, yeah, this is
cute.
beautiful. This is the lyric for me that sort of.
You're right. It does sort of encapsulates
how I feel about it, even though it's not super meaningful or thoughtful. It encapsulated it for me.
Yeah, it does, because it's like they're like, yeah, it's about love, and then I was like, no, actually, it's about hip hop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then it's about hip hop.
Bangtan style.
Yeah,
hip hop.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've gone with for best lyric.
Nice. Okay, moving on then. Best rap.
Shout out to RM in the intro and all of his English lines. But best rap this time goes to Youngie in the Cypher.
Yeah.
Obviously. I don't know if I've done it before.
Yay.
I don't know if I have. You'd have to check the stats. I don't think I've ever. Just in general, I'm like, no best rap for Youngie.
Yeah, I think you have given him. I think you
have
given him a best rap, but I don't know that you did it in the Cypher. I think Josh and I both did for the fourth Cypher. Yeah.
I just think that last bit of the Cypher, like I said, it floored me on top of the tube. I waited for it, and it's just incredible beyond talent. Shout out to your boy. Good job. Lead rapper Min Youngie.
Glad he got some love.
Because you're not giving it to him.
No.
Proud of you. Well, you've already given him best lyrics, so the shame at start.
I did, yeah. Yeah, I wrote that the one I like listening to the most is RM's rap in the Spinebreaker. Because it sounds really cool. It's like, you know, he's got like such like a confident flow in that. So I always thought that one, like ever since I started listening to it, I was like, I really love this song, and I really love that bit where he goes like, don't know, yes, I'm loco, no, and he sounds all like
Mojo.
And I'm like, oh yeah, he's swagging all about in this one. So I really like that one. I found the lyrics a little confusing, but I don't think that's his fault, because translation issue, I presume. And I thought Youngie Cypher rap was really clever, and obviously it's really fast. Also, I thought shout out to Hobie's intro rap, because it's always cute and fun, and I always like dance along to it when he goes like, oh, it's my style, and I'm like, yeah, cool.
Oh, and
so I've considered that as well, yeah,
in the intro.
But I'll give it to Junie and the Spybreaker, because I give it to Youngie all the time.
You are always giving it to Youngie.
Yeah,
good job, proud of you.
Thank you.
Natasha, which one of our boys you going with? Are you giving it to Hobie?
No.
Never. Hobie on the banner.
You will be proud.
Will I? Or
Me?
Both of you, hopefully. I've also gone with Youngie and Cypher.
Nice. Wow.
My guy.
Yeah, if you would have given it to him, he would have had a clean sweep.
You would have. But I've trusted that one of you would make the right decision. You know,
To Natasha mainly.
I felt like it was a shoo-in that he would get one, and I really liked that when we spun in the album. I was like, oh, it's RM's in the Spinebreaker. I was like that.
Oh, you knew straight away.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So I felt like I had to stick to my guns. Best vocal. I'll go first, and I think it's Beast in the Spinebreaker.
Be in the Spinebreaker?
Yeah. The whoa. I don't know that it would be the same without that low vocal. The whole album I don't think would be the same without his low vocals across. But this one's not so growly, but it's still like the low, you know, kind of like what he does in Just One Day, where he's like party, like so yeah.
Beautiful. I'm gonna give it to V as well.
Nice.
I give it to V in Boy in Love. I think as he comes into the chorus with the I think it slaps.
Yeah, no, it does. Yeah,
we should shout out Kevin, who introduced the word slaps to us.
Yeah,
and then somehow now that's the only cool word we'll use.
Yeah,
so the only
that slaps.
Yeah, that slaps.
So
we've only known the word less than 2 weeks. But
did you know the word before in Tash? Being young and cool, or is it just like we're being old?
You're being very old.
Okay. Good to know that we're being old, but yeah.
Oh no, because we're old.
Yeah.
Oh. B in Boy with Love, he makes that track and chorus. Shout out to V also in Jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brilliant.
All the like upbeat songs across this album, I think he's got a growl / low vocal.
He's nailing it.
Yeah, he is all over the place, nailing it.
What are you doing? Are you giving it to V as well? Come on.
Drum roll, please.
Tiny one. Unless it's not going to be, then you don't deserve a drum roll.
V in outro.
Yes! Oh, I've been wanting V to get his comeuppance for a while.
Yeah, me too. Which bit of the outro?
The outro of the outro, the last bit where he's like, oh.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, good job to my old boy V.
My old boy. My old bias.
Yeah.
Oh, good job.
Good job.
Good job, V.
Good job.
And he's not even grown up yet.
No.
As we think about it, it is actually a real atrocity that V hasn't had more best looks.
It is. We need to give him his due in that, but at least now he's got his due in his vocals, because I think that was due as well.
It was due.
Yeah, it was due. His due was due.
He's due.
Wow. Okay. Great. Awesome choices, guys. Best dance break. You're gonna hate my choice, but
Hobie driving Jimin. 100%.
Whoa.
No, I think it's because when I saw it, I then went back and rewound it 55 times, and then I was like, "This is when BTS choreo, and this is brilliant."
Oh yeah,
and this is really brilliant.
Actually.
So
I thought you were gonna hate that. Like
Hobie driving Jimin as a car and using JK as a gear stick in Boy in Love is best dance break for me.
See, I got like, you know, in If I Rule the World, where they like carry sugar around in the car. I was like, this is like that. This is like that.
I loved it.
Yeah,
loved it. What about you?
I went with the chair dance from Just One Day.
You got the whole dance.
I did. I went for the whole dance. It's not the same.
That's best performance.
No, but it's the dance that makes
it best dance break.
No, it's the dance of the song. It's not like that specific performance where they did that dance break. It's the dance. The choreo for Just One Day is the best dance break.
It's not a break. It's a whole dance.
It's the best choreo. Okay.
We don't have a best choreo one.
Well, I mean, okay. Well, the chorus then. The chorus. Yeah.
When they go up on the chair and down on the chair. What about the bit where Jin's got the rose?
No, you know what I really like? The bit at the end, they sit with their feet on the seat of the chair. They sit on the back of the chair, which is quite worrying. They like fold their hands to the side, and then they go like, as in like, I think it's while Jin is standing up with his rose, but all I ever look at obviously is Yoongi, because he looks so happy with himself when he does that little like, yeah,
fine.
I love that bit, but
I'm glad it brings you joy.
It does. It brings me loads of joy all
Natasha.
the time.
My best dance break is Spinebreaker.
I really wanted to do Spinebreaker. Yes, nice.
Good, our boy Jin.
Yeah.
Get a shout out for his choreo.
Well, there was a line of my thinking with my awards that was heading towards a Jin, but I've been distracted.
Okay.
But if I would have given Dance Break to Spinebreaker, and then I would have given MVP to Jin.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. Let's not spoiler.
Let's not spoil
it.
It's a good choice though.
Yeah.
And in fact, he designed it himself, and it looks just as good as it looks better than the Just One Day.
That's just not true.
It looks better than If I Ruled the World choreo.
Yeah,
it's the same.
I can agree with that. But
I also said to Christine that explains why everyone knows it in the club. Everyone knows Super Tuner as well. But there's only a few dances that everyone knows, and I was like, oh, people know this because of this MV, and it's made by James.
It's also just quite easy.
Yeah.
Oh. But
yeah, everyone else knows P2P, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I do enjoy doing it in the club. It's I think we should incorporate though. Next time we're in the club, we should definitely do the like spinny jump thing.
The spin, or do the
I like in the
like hoedown bit where
we
the
jump
like
around. Timber Kesha
section. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's like the bit where they go. At least in the muster performance, I think it's like the third time they go Jungle Breaker. They like it's always them in, and they're always looking super confused. Like at the end, they're like, "Oh my god!" Like tapping their chin, being like all sorts of confused. And yeah, I think we should incorporate that as well. Best live performance.
Spinebreaker at the muster.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not of the era. But sure.
Does it have to be of the era?
No, it's fine.
That whole muster.
Yeah.
The whole fifth muster, which is not of the era. Whatever they performed at that fifth muster.
Yeah. What about you?
I also didn't go with the era, but I feel like that's just because like it's a hard thing to choose something so terrible for most.
Some of them were a bit tough.
Yeah.
What did you get?
I picked Tomorrow, the Mnet BTS Countdown 2017 one, which, it's not the era, but it's the closest I could get.
Not bad.
Nice. Yeah, that one is really nice. I really like that one. Not of the era, but a good choice still.
Go on then, Miss of the era.
I chose the best one of the era, which is Jump at the Comeback Showcase. Yeah.
Well, they're super happy.
Yeah.
JK is the happiest person.
JK is the happiest.
What about the dance prac?
Outfits are not terrible. I wrote I would like to choose
Boy in Love.
No. I was going to choose Just One Day, the appeal version, obviously. But it's not technically a performance, I wrote. So okay. I'll give it to Jump in the Comeback Showcase because it's super fun and the outfits are decent. Yeah.
And terrible.
No terrible outfits. And that's a win in the era. Okay. Best look. This also I felt was not a very rich text if you were trying to pick up the era, which we have said that we would. Yeah. Natasha, did you pick up the era?
Yes, I did actually.
Nice.
Because she's got JK in the Timberlands in the dance.
Shut up! I'm supposed to tell it. It's fine.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah. So
Natasha, what did you pick?
My best look is JK in the Timberlands and Boy in Love dance practice.
Oh my god, shocking news.
I'm so shocked, I'm choked.
Wow. You really stepped aside yourself there. Shocking.
That's fair.
Did you go for a shocker?
It's a toss-up.
Right.
It's a toss-up between the Wake Up BTS, JK in Tomorrow, and Tomorrow in Japan.
Later in 2015,
where they've all sort of blown up a little, but V looks particularly great in like the leather jacket with like the gold paneling, and he's wearing like a white shirt, and the shirt keeps like popping through. And I'm going to give it to V.
Nice.
Later in the era. Is that allowed?
Yeah.
We're almost at the end of the year. They've got the
pivoting into the next era.
Yeah, they've got the next era.
Even though there's kind of
is that because you're going to take Jin in the Cardigan?
No. I'm actually not. I've also gone for a very shocking choice.
Okay.
I'm gonna, in a similar vein to Natasha, I think I picked Sugar in the Cypher.
Oh yeah. So I nearly picked Junie in the Cypher because that's the hottest I've ever seen him in his entire life. But then
especially in his young years.
Yeah, I picked Junie too many times, I think, for best look.
Right, fine. Yeah, he's got the ripped jeans, a baseball top, bomber bandana, and backwards hat. It shouldn't work, but it does. And I also put that Sugar in Jump with the skull bomber that he loves. And JK and Tomorrow are candidates. And this is in the spirit of choosing something of the era. I can't stress that enough. There are better looks in the later performances, but I shan't be choosing those. All right. Skip for this one. Did we find it hard? Did you have an obvious skip, Natasha?
Yes.
Same.
Break it down. Sorry, I said that.
I guess if you listen to me awards that I've just given, you'd be like, what? I'm getting it to Cypher.
You said you liked it.
Well, I like the lyrics of it. Obviously, it's skipping it because I'm listening to it. It just doesn't sit right with me.
You know what, though? At least it's going to be there for the 2023 podcast award ceremony. It's going to be down the Skip category, and I can have it.
We're going to have a fight to the death over that Cypher
draft. At least it's there waiting.
Yeah.
So at least that's good now. And they worked so fucking hard on that Cypher.
They did.
And they
killed themselves.
They put their hearts and souls into that, and you've just put it in the bin.
Just think about that.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't care. She gave her
Stand in the corner and think about what you did for 11 months. I'm just kidding.
No, I think I'm going to redeem myself.
Okay.
Because you're going to skip another.
No. She said redeem. Okay. Do you want to do your skip?
I'm going to skip tomorrow.
Oh,
I know.
Don't
but I didn't skip this one day.
Yeah, but he produced that one though. It was his most special song. Don't like that. Okay, do you have any explanation thoughts?
Yeah, I don't, because we've spent so long with the album, it's an actual skip. So the sound of it, which is sad.
Yeah, but don't you think the lyrics are good?
Redeem it. Yeah, but then you think I should skip the outro?
I don't know.
Oh, but I really
no, that's a cop out.
Yeah. And I couldn't have skipped Miss Right. I didn't want to skip the intro. I could have skipped Jump. I know, but I love Jump.
What? You can't skip Jump.
I love Jump.
Oh, you had completely different skip candidates than me. So I wanted to skip Miss Right.
For the cringe. How dare you! With your sexy brain and your sexy body.
But it's
and your sexy brain wrinkles.
It's just like the lyrics are cringe. Except the bit about the baby shoes. But
the lyrics are cringe except that one line that Sugar wrote. Yeah, obviously. Obviously.
I just don't like the chorus. I wanted to skip Miss Right. I haven't though, because I thought it's a cop out because it's not really on the album.
Oh right.
And then I wanted to skip Where Are You From? It was because it didn't stand out to me when I first listened to the album, because it sort of got lost a little bit. But then when we read up on it and I found out about the Satori and all that stuff, and I was like, oh, this is cute actually. I like it. So I have skipped Boy in Love.
No, you can't skip a lead track.
But
Boy in Love is such a banger in the club.
No. Maybe I'm just tired of it because I've heard it since I did it in dance class in 2015. It's mostly the cringe. Oh. Not even so much, well, the problematic obviously doesn't help, but it's just all kinds of cringe and the vibes are just off, and I don't think it sounds like them, and it is catchy, but other than that, it's just full of problems. The MV's uncomfortable. Whenever it's not uncomfortable, it's cringe. None of the looks are good. I'm just like, I can live without it.
Fine. I still think it slaps.
Bottom tier of the lead tracks is Boy in Love. At least they redeem themselves later. Anyway.
Best
track. Who shall go first?
I can go. It's the Spinebreaker. Obviously.
Spinebreaker.
Of course it's the Spinebreaker. It is!
Okay.
It's got the best lyrics. It's got the best MV. It's got the best looks. It's got the best vocals. It's got the best choreo. It's Spinebreaker. Of course it's... Where the fuck are you going with yours?
I wanted to...
You've given so many awards to Spinebreaker already. I was like, well, it's
maybe that was influenced by that. I wasn't going to choose a specify, but
it's Spinebreaker. Love it.
Okay,
love it.
I love it as well. It was a candidate for me.
It
was definitely a candidate. So what have you gone with, Natasha?
I have gone with a song that I was excited about when we spinned it in. It's Where You From?
Nice.
True to yourself.
Yeah, true to yourself. Absolutely fair. Do you want to tell us about why you love Where You're From, or do you feel like you've done that?
I like that I can understand the Seoul, Busan, Jeju. That's it.
Oh,
yeah. It is nice. I've got increased appreciation for Where You're From, definitely, after having done this. Well, I think you can probably tell where I'm going with this, but I
You
picked Just One Day.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
You do love it.
I love it a lot.
All true to ourselves.
Exactly. It's so tight between Spinebreaker and Just One Day, but it's Just One Day. I think it's not just the song, it's all the content around it, but whenever I listened to it, when I was listening to the album, I was like, yeah, it's so happy.
Doing a little side choreo.
Yeah.
I'm like, get off the chair, Christine. We're trying to have dinner. She's like, I've got the rose for you, Leanne. I'm like, sit down.
I'm looking cute. I'm looking so
not
cute.
interested.
I'm looking cute. Yeah, no, I love it. I love Just One Day. All right. It's time. I'm really torn still. And
okay.
Is anyone sure? Is anyone sure of their MVP?
I am very sure.
Tasha, you volunteered as tribute. Well done.
Yeah, you're going to love it, and then you're going to follow in my footsteps, and you're also going to choose this person. Because this guy, he was in the hospital when he was writing stuff, He was going through a hard time. He suffered to bring some slappers to this album. So obviously it's got to be Mr. Min Yoongi.
Yes! Oh my god, that's 2 in a row you've picked him.
Oh, she loves him. She's coming for your man.
He's coming.
He's coming in.
Yeah, that is. I'm very happy with that. Okay. I'm very happy.
Right, I'll go next then.
Mm-hmm.
She's right. It is Min Yoongi.
Yeah,
it is. It's the production credits. It's the writing it in the hospital. It's the running around. It's knowing Jump beforehand. It's the cipher. It's how good it looked in the cipher. Sticking it to the haters. I was on the line. I'm going to give it to V soon.
Yeah.
I swear I'm giving it to V. I want to retract my previous one where I give it to RM and give that one to V.
Yeah. Okay.
Get that noted.
Yeah.
Because I really want to give it to V, and I was like, yeah, but V's got such great vocals, and I give best look to V. And then I was like, yeah, but that's not. What's that?
Yeah.
What's that compared to the amount of effort
I know
Mr. Min Yoongi
put
in?
My boy.
And if I'm going to give it to him at any time, I feel like this one is a good one to be shown in this. No, because when he shines in the others, RM's there. That's the problem.
Okay.
Because as they grow together,
they do.
Yeah. So you're like, it's Sugar, and I'm like, it's obviously RM.
Yeah.
Whereas here, he's in the
Sugar.
hospital. He's running around. He's got the cipher. He's the lead rapper. He looks great in the cipher. He did a really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enjoy it. MVP Min Yoongi.
Yay. Oh gosh, okay. I had really thought I'd decided that if one of you chose Yoongi, I would choose V.
Yes, give it to me! Give it to me!
I can't now. You've convinced me.
Mine to me.
You've convinced me. It has to be a trifecta of votes for my boy. So obviously you're right.
I'm so sorry, V.
V, you did a great job. V, you were
V was second
choice.
MVP.
Second choice. MVP. Was it your second choice?
No, I wasn't.
I didn't have no second choices. I just knew in my head there were only one candidate.
In your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, V was my second candidate.
V was my second candidate as well.
Mm.
But
I think it's difficult with the writing and the production.
Yeah, he contributed.
Which is why I should have given it to V on Love Yourself Too, because at least he had a solo there.
Yeah.
Singularity.
Which he didn't write. But
Which he didn't write. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
V, you're not getting it. Work harder, man.
Me, I mean, I wrote that.
Yeah, talk about why it should have been V.
No, I said, really, this should obviously be Sugar for his work on Just One Day, Tomorrow, and Jump. His lyrical contributions across the board, his fast rap, his 2 good looks across this, like, pit of performances. And then I was like, but he's my bias. So I hope someone does the right thing. And someone else stood out. It might be time for the MVP.
Yes, it's the MVP time.
It's not. I wrote that he should get it for the growls across the board. Boy with Love, Jump, and Spinebreaker, plus his weird low talking voice on Just One Day, which I do think really adds something.
Well, I don't think this album would be this album without me.
No, I don't think so.
But also, this album would not be this album without
It wouldn't be without Yoongi.
It wouldn't exist.
No, exactly.
Yoongi gives those vocals to me.
Yeah,
he's like,
exactly.
do you want to sing this?
Yeah, please sing this. And
but
this is how I think you should sing
like it. It wouldn't be such a diverse album without
I don't think so.
vocals.
And, he's got comedic presence and stage presence, I think, across the board.
And the appeal version.
Yeah.
Just one day. Just
And
coming into
when
his own.
he's not a manly man, he takes it like a champ.
And then he glows up towards the end.
He does.
I give him best luck.
So, yeah, V, really good job. You're not MVP.
No MVP yet.
No
Keep waiting,
MVP.
babe.
Keep working hard.
Keep working hard.
When you do your solo album, you know.
Maybe Natasha might rate it 3 out of 7.
Yeah.
I've not.
I was going to say you're going to be MVP.
Oh, no, it depends who's written the tracks.
Yeah. If you have as many features as RM, then, you know, we might have competition. Anyway, right. Anyone rated out of 7?
I want to see. What can you remember what my previous ratings were? Oh, I let 2. I get 5.5. So that means it's a 6.
Oh,
School of Affairs is 6.
Yes,
it's a 6.
It's a
you
6.
were right, Christine. I did like it better than the previous 2 school albums, even though I kicked and screamed.
You did
my entire way through all the performances.
It's nice to be right.
I'm giving it to V. MVP.
No. No reduction. You change the grade. You can't change something else.
So yeah, I will give it a 6. It sits nicely within that era.
Yeah, I think I agree. I said, based on the last 2 school albums, I scored at a 5 and 5.5. This should be a 6. And then I said the lead track might drag it down, but from song 6 and down, it's wall-to-wall bangers. So I'll give it a 6. And I think I came up with 3 songs that I'd be happy to skip. And that was the same amount as Love Yourself to Here, which I gave a 7. So I was like, you know what? It's a good album.
It's a good album.
It's good.
It's a 6. Natasha, you're going to rate it higher than Indigo?
I
don't like that as a concept. This album is not a better album than Indigo.
Well, I'm going to get a 4.5.
Okay.
What did you give Are You Late To?
She gave 2 Cover School 3.5 and Are You Late To 4. So on brand.
Mm-hmm.
We've all trended up
Steady
by 0.5.
incline for the school era overall in the generations.
Yeah, one generation just hits BTS more.
Yeah.
4.5 is good.
4.5 is
7.
good. Do you want to justify it?
There's some good ones. There's some alright ones, but I don't think it should be lower because I've got good memories with it. Good memories.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm. Right, okay. I think it's time then. We say bye to the school era.
Yes!
Once and for all.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye. We've even done the Japanese album, guys.
Yeah, we did it.
Completed that one. It's been nice knowing you.
It's been
fun.
Though you have reminded me we're not out because there's Dark and Wild.
Yeah, Dark and Wild. I don't know whether the songs get better. The hairstyles, I think, arguably get worse. so yeah, let's hope we spin that in now.
Yeah, and then we're done.
Yeah.
Right,
okay,
ready?
shall we try this wheel?
Oh. We are going to Wings. I'm back to Wings. We're going back to
Wings. Oh, that's
Wings.
so good though,
Back
because
to
we might get to
Wings.
do Spring Day.
Yeah.
So You'll Never Walk Alone. There's only 3 songs on there.
Oh,
I
fine.
have
Easy.
literally today been thinking of what we might do with those 3 songs. So we'll come back to you on that, dear listeners. But yeah, part of next episode, depending on what happens with solo schedule, I should say.
Jimin's album might be.
Jimin's album might be before this one, actually, if it comes out in Feb. The next episode after this one most likely will include at least the songs from You'll Never Walk Alone, and then we'll see what we do in conjunction. It's going to be a bit of a change, which I'm sure you're grateful for.
I am grateful.
Mm-hmm. So I think all that remains to say then is thanks if you've made it this far again. And please do rate us on Apple and Spotify. If you've got a minute, you can click the star button.
Ooh, we need to announce the winner of the giveaway.
Yeah, we picked this person because they wrote a very sweet comment on one of our Instagram posts, and I appreciate we only said that you had to comment to be eligible, but this was a very sweet comment, so obviously I had to win.
She went above and beyond.
She did. She understood the assignment. Yeah. I felt like she understood the purpose of what we're trying to do here, which is show that people across all generations can listen to BTS and enjoy it and be inspired and, you know, feel all the feelings that we feel when we do this. So we thought that was a worthy winner. They will be getting a surprise parcel of BTS stuff in the post once Royal Mail figure out their international postage problem. So congratulations. Do you want to announce their Instagram handle?
Their Instagram handle is at Lalita Gurung. LALITAGURUNG.
Brilliant.
Nice. Well done.
Thank you for commenting.
And thanks to everyone who participated. We will do more giveaways soon because it was fun to do.
Yeah, we will do another giveaway.
Yeah, and then speaking of social media.
If you want to be part of the next giveaway, follow us on Instagram at GenerationBTS_. TikTok is also at GenerationBTS_. Twitter is at GenerationBTS_. And YouTube is at GenerationBTS.
Awesome. Find us, follow us. We just got over 300 followers.
Yeah, we did. That happened. Also, where can they get in touch with their questions and contributions?
You can email us at generationbts@gmail.com.
Perfect. Thanks again for listening. I've been Christine.
I've been Leanne.
And I've been Natasha, and we have been
Generation BTS. Woo-hoo! Bye, School Heroes.